The art of bonsai pruning has long been a staple at the Richmond Cherry Blossom Festival's Kuno tent. Tak Yamaura has dedicated his life to bonsai and has more than 45 years of experience in this craft. He gains his inspiration from his childhood, which was spent in the Japanese countryside amongst tree-covered rolling hills. For him, bonsai means capturing the essence of nature in a form that can be held within your hands. The word bonsai is a Japanese term that translates to planted in a container. The aim of this craft is to grow a miniature but realistic representation of nature. It's an involved art form that requires patience and commitment. Mr. Yamaura will demonstrate how to prune and repot a Shimpaku juniper, one of the classic tree species used in bonsai. This juniper came from the Kyushu region of Japan, which encompasses Wakayama, Richmond's sister city since 1973. Spring is the ideal time of year to repot, and this type of bonsai maintenance should be done every 4 years so that the tree does not get root bound. The first step is to loosen and remove the soil. You can use a weeding hook to help break down the larger clumps before shaking it out. Next, remove the larger roots using bonsai scissors or shears, which are specially designed for cutting away roots and are very sharp. Removing the large roots will allow the smaller, fibrous roots to grow. Place the tree in the new pot, which has been prepared in advance using soft aluminum wires. These wires are looped through the drainage holes at the bottom of the pot to secure the tree until the roots are established. When positioning the tree, make sure it's slightly off-center when viewed from the front. Nature is not perfectly symmetrical, and this is meant to look as natural as possible. Now we can start to add the appropriate type of soil. Mr. Yamaura is using a 50-50 mix of akadama soil, a quality soil that helps retain water, and kiryuzuna, a sand-based soil that promotes good water drainage. He then ensures the soil gets between the roots to avoid air pockets, and for stability, a simple chopstick is the ideal tool for this. Add more akadama soil for top dressing. Trim the branches to ensure the size of the tree and the pot are balanced. Because the tree is now too tall, Mr. Yamaura trims the top and peels back the bark. This will create a dead branch that will eventually be removed. Add moss in patches, placing it using chopsticks and securing it with U-shaped staples made with a thin bonsai wire. Moss is used for decoration, but also to retain moisture. Next, give your bonsai a nice big drink of water. One of the aims in bonsai is to mimic the natural appearance of trees that are thousands of years old. In nature, this would be the result of natural aging, lightning, or even disease. To recreate this weathered look, Mr. Yamaura reserves some of the surface bark using an electric saw. You can also use a handsaw. When doing this, cut the bark vertically. Be careful not to go too deep. You only want surface cuts. Once complete, sand the bark smooth with sandpaper or a steel brush. You can also treat the exposed areas of wood with lime sulfur to bleach and preserve the carefully aged look. Next, use aluminum training wire to create your desired form, which should highlight the tree's natural design and shape. The size of the branches or trunk will determine the gauge of wire you will need to use. Without training, the natural growth habit of branches is to move vertically upwards. This wire will guide the branches to grow downwards instead, creating a unique aesthetic. This wire can be removed in 2 to 3 years. Our final step, once you're done wiring, is to wipe the trunk and branches down with oil to bring out natural contrast in the bark. You can use any vegetable cooking oil. And that's how to repot and maintain your bonsai tree, so that it will look absolutely beautiful.